Well, g'day everyone. Hello and welcome to wherever you are watching around the world. Might be a good morning, a good evening, or a good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome, welcome all. Just a quick shout out to everyone in the chat. We've got Emma, Cody, and a bunch of others that I haven't seen pop up in the chat yet, but they probably will. Thanks for joining me, and this is another episode of What's Going On in the Shed. Well, to be totally honest, not a lot, to tell you the truth. There are things happening, but not as much as previous weeks. We've had a fair bit of rain up here, and we're even getting some rain here now, unfortunately. Right, and hello to my lovely wife upstairs with Shed Dog, all curled up, nice and warm. Hey, Dan Shed, g'day. It's not actually that cool, because of the rain being overcast, keeping the heat in. Yeah, it's. I have been doing a few things. I've been mucking around, not really mucking around. We've had other things on the go. Work sort of jumped in the new truck this week and doing the changeover. So first full day in the new truck, which was pretty good. I should throw some photos up actually. I'll give you a look at the new truck. Oops, hang on. Which is something I wasn't prepared for. As you can see, I run a professional operation here. That'll do. And we'll go share screen. There we go, share. There we go, there she is, brand new Isuzu. It's a four-wheel drive. It's set up as our service truck at work. I work for an earth moving company, so I go around to all the jobs, doing refueling, greasing, servicing in the paddock, all that lovely, wonderful stuff. She's full automatic and yeah, it goes well. Nice and comfy, nice and quiet. It's a lot quieter than the old truck. Previous truck was the same. This truck's got a few more horsepower, 260, fully automatic, Allison 6-speed auto. Nice creature comforts on the inside, all that sort of stuff. Nothing too flash. Stylesy, g'day, mate. Welcome to the show. So that's the new truck, and so far it's performing well. The last truck I put 390,000 on, and we're going to turn that into a water truck. So I've got a brand new one with only a few hundred kilometres on the dial. So let's see how far I go with that one. Just before I came on, let's bring up this other. Just before I came on, I had a crack at this. This is the brake, part of the brake assembly on the tender. Now, unfortunately, I haven't got a better view than that. It's zoomed in a bit. This is nice and solid on the tender of the Fowler roller that we're restoring. It's cool, Dan. That's great, man. Yeah, the Isuzus have been a reliable truck. We've had a few issues with the old truck, but nothing major, nothing that can't be sorted out. The new one is virtually identical, and yeah, it goes great so far. So getting back to this now, if we take an example of bigger rollers, bigger Fowler rollers, say like Emma's, she has grease cups on hers that this shaft can be greased. However, on this roller, it's not greasable, and it is lock solid. I did try putting some heat onto this beforehand, but obviously it wasn't enough heat. I need to get bigger heating tip on and get that sorted out. And g'day Joel. Joel's one of the blokes I used to work for. He's over on Facebook there. Thanks, Joel. Cheers, man. Right, so yeah, I haven't really got a lot to talk about in terms of progress in the shed. A little bit unprepared. But there are things happening, like the cylinder drains currently being worked on. G'day G, thanks for lurking in the background. Thanks for saying hello. That's all right, man, you can lurk, doesn't matter. Where was I? Yeah, the cylinder drains, they're away being worked on, and hopefully they'll be back soon, as I need to send some of those away to another owner of a Fowler roller down south. It'll be very chuffed to see them arrive on his doorstep when I get them. There's a fair bit of work in those, and the gentleman who's doing those just does it in his, he's retired, he's a member of our club, he does some excellent work, and as I said previously, sometimes it's easier to send something out and get somebody else to do it while, excuse me, while you're concentrating on other things. Right, so back to me. Actually, we'll change screens here. There we go. There's a shot of the roller or the boiler. I just set the camera up. Probably not too long. That camera will turn itself off. I still haven't resolved that issue. I haven't done that, looked into it that much. I go a bit. We've got a few other things going on at the moment around here, especially with the wife's shed. However, that's come to a bit of a standstill for our doing, of course. We're just playing catch up and just making sure things don't get too out of control. There you go. There you go. Yep, shed dogs upstairs, got a PJs on. Yeah, the life of a pampered pooch. Yeah, not so much. Yeah, what else can we talk about? Right, I've got a few other things I need to share in terms of books on. If you're an owner of a Fowler roller or a Fowler engine of any sort, I highly recommend that you get this book. And we'll go share screen. It's this one here. I may have... g'day Liam, how are you, mate? Thank you very much for coming in. I've shared this one before. It's a great book. It has... it's a combination of 3 different books by John Fowler and Company. It's got some really good information in it if you're an owner of a Fowler road locomotive, steamroller, road roller, whatever. Just got some fantastic information in there. So I highly recommend you go out and get yourself one of those. I just can't recommend it enough. I've read it a few times. Yeah, Emma. Definitely get your work. It's wherever you can get one, just grab one. It's worth the money you can spend, because it gives you some tips on valve timing. If you need to set the valve timing, it's got the information in there, which is really handy. It's very handy. And let's go. We've got that page, and let's close that, and we'll throw up another one. Now this is talks about convertible engines. Now, when they say convertible, it doesn't mean just taking the top down. The word convertible in the context of what we're looking at here is an engine that could be either a tractor that you can see up in the right hand on the right hand page, so you could tow heavy loads or something like that, or it could be a road roller. So the one engine could do the same, and they sold the engine in whatever configuration you wanted. They do specify that it was a rather easy job to change the wheels over, and you could do it within about an hour or something like that, going from one to the other. Now, maybe maybe you could do that in a factory like John Fowler and Company, where they had nice big overhead cranes, but for most people out in the paddock it might be a little bit longer. But in saying that, I have taken wheels off traction engines before, and it's not that hard. It is quite easy. Not just this roller, but one of the traction engines at the club, we've taken one of the rear wheels off that before, and they do come off quite easily. And you just got to keep in mind that they are heavy, rather heavy. Right. So, and right, we'll go back here. What else can I show you? Not much else actually. I've cleaned up. I haven't got any more steel for the differential, the new pins for the differential. These ones here. I'm going to get some new steel and make new ones of those. That's an easy turning job. I'll probably make this a nominal size, make it out of some bright mild steel like a 1045 or something like that. Oh, thank you, Nightbot. Nightbot's made an appearance and not rousing on anyone for spamming emojis or anything like that. Now, as we saw last week, we've got a fair bit of play in here. Probably too much play. The other thing is, I did show this last week. I'll get a bit closer. There, you can quite see it. Right here is where my finger's running along. There's a section that's been ground flat, about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch, and I would imagine that was to try and help get the lubrication further down. Anyway, we're going to take a slightly different approach to that to get that sorted out. The gear that we had, this is the second shaft gear. I'll just bring this over. I haven't gone any further with that. Now, Emma was helping me with that, working out, and Peter was helping me with that, working out dimensions and things like that. Yeah, haven't gone any further. I can get that either water jet cut or plasma cut, however, or even flame cut would do the job. I don't think there's any need to have it machined. Good on you, Stylesy. Yeah, I had the Nightbot is a little automated thing that you can set up in your chats to promote your channel, promote a link to a product you're trying to sell. However, when you first set it up, it has a lot of default settings, and even someone like our friend Stylesy here put a few emojis in. Nightbot will come and give them a warning that they're spamming the chat, but no, I've sorted that out. Yeah, so look, I think I'm just going to put the chat link into the chat, and if anyone wants to come on and have a chat, otherwise we well, I could put this thing on. I could go over there and do some live. I might do that. I'll change the tip. Now I'll go full screen here, and we'll do some. I'm going to be away from the computer though if I do that. Yeah, and it's going to be loud. That's the only thing. I can turn the volume down. No bugger it. Let's have a chat. If anybody wants to jump in, I'll put a link to the chat. Just be respectful. Just be respectful and have clothes on, and don't get me kicked off YouTube. But of course, before we do that, there we go. What plans, what do I have? Right, I've got a cupboard full of stuff that's ready to go. I have talked about this before. As we were pulling things off, we repaired things as we went. Cleaned out threads, fixed up nuts, all that sort of thing. I even made a brand new nut. There was one missing off the cylinder block. So I sorted that out, made one on the milling machine here behind me. I've had things cast like the what's the name, the what's the name, whatever you want to call it, let's go over here. See how that's right. It's had chimney base cast. There we go. Chimney base cast. Actually, no. There we go. Don't need my ugly face there. Yeah, yeah. I think I've got a face for radio too, but I'm doing this. The old chimney base. Yeah, that's it. That's what we did. Yep, we got stuck in. Yeah, we did a fair bit to do with the wife's shed, as you can see. We went down, borrowed the truck from work, went down and picked up the tiles because the tiles weigh about a tonne. We unloaded them here with the forklift. We got the laundry set up. We haven't got the room painted yet. The roof's been undercoated. We got the laundry set up. So on Sunday when I was down at Petrie, I was on the steamroller at Petrie on Sunday down at Old Petrie Town, which I should throw a photo up. Hey Becky, how are you? Thanks. Got a new phone today. Excellent. So we can actually, instead of dragging the washing machine into the kitchen and doing the washing, which we've been doing for, how long now, Darwin? About 6 months or more, at least, that we've been dragging the washing machine out of where the fridge used to go and into the kitchen so we could wash our clothes. Great fun. We're actually now doing it in the laundry, in where it should be. So for those of you who've done something silly, crazy like that, when you're having renovations and things like that, it's an actual relief. And then on Sunday, my wife humped no, that's the wrong word, since August last year. My wife carried the dryer down to the laundry and put it beside the washing machine. So, it's a bloody work in progress, and we're getting there slowly. That's for sure. Now, many of you on here may not have seen, but there's a number of traction engines up for sale, and even a steam locomotive that's up for sale. If you've got deep pockets, you might be able to afford one of those if you've got a generous benefactor or something along those lines. We'll go back to there. We'll get me back on the screen. Here we go. And right, throwing up in the chat. Since August last year, that's sort of how long this road we went down last year. We decided in August to start doing this. I've got to thank my wife for putting this idea in my head that I get a new shed and we build her another shed and we make things better, because the old one was the old car garage, and we've had some issues of flooding here when it rained heavily enough. So the new one that we built, well actually it's the new old one, we raised it up off the ground so it's level with the deck so we can walk straight in, and just everything's a lot better. It'll be even better when it's finished. It has been a bit trying at times. Now I've got to thank my wife for being so patient and dealing with a lot of the tradesmen, which has been rather difficult at times, especially when I've been away at work. Unfortunately, some of these tradesmen that we have had, or I won't call them tradesmen really, to tell you the truth, just haven't wanted to listen to what we wanted. So you'd say you want something and you'd get, oh no, you can't do that. But these are just simple requests in any way. So putting that behind us, we're moving on, and we've taken more of a control on what's happening, especially now we're getting to a stage where finishing work and all that sort of stuff is required. So, right. Right, yeah, okay. Well, this is a little bit, like I said, a little bit disorganised and not properly organised tonight, so I'm a bit all over the place. I can keep waffling on, or I did put a light up here, so I've got more light shining on me, as you can see, so you can see me clearly, which really doesn't matter. It's how I sound is more the factor when it comes to something like this, live streaming. If people can hear you and understand you properly, then that's, you know, that's 90% of presenting, doing a presentation or any sort of interactive work on YouTube. What else are we going to talk about? Parts to do. I've still got parts to make for the roller. So when it came, do I have a photo? Oh, you would have seen it in the video, actually. Let me just righto. Just let me righto. There we go. Go back a bit. Righto. There it is coming off the tilt tray. Now, I haven't done this before, so it might... Yeah, no, actually, that's the... I'm just going to cut the music on that, but I'll just explain a few things. Let's go back here. A bit further. Funny how I've... when I go back and watch this video, I realise that I've sort of got things around the wrong way. Yes, we will. We have a machine shed and a craft studio. Thank you, darling. So that's the roller as we got it, when I brought it home pretty well. At this stage, I'd put some lanolin on the boiler barrel, and I had done a few little things. Well, we had started doing little things. There was no canopy when we got it. The chimney was there. The drive gears where you select your low or slow and fast, they were missing. The casting that bolts on to the horn plates or the top of the engine where you can just sort of can't make it out properly. Maybe I can... can't see anything there. There were some parts missing, and thankfully a young guy down in Melbourne purchased one of these rollers. In fact, he purchased a guy from a steamroller off a deceased estate, and he's currently restoring 16933. So this is 16930. They were both built obviously around the same time, very similar. The one he got went to Sydney, this one came to Queensland, and because of its location, the place was fairly well isolated, and a lot of bits went missing off it when it sat in the park. It sat in the park for 50 years. So in that situation, there was plenty of opportunity for five-fingered fairies to come along and procure things for their collections. Okay. All right. YouTube chat's gone off. Gee, if you're listening, looks like I've got your problem. I don't know what's going to happen there. Oh, there it is. There we go. It's back again. So there's a number of parts missing, like the regulator reach rod or the regulator lever. When standing on the bunker, or the tender as we call it. There's various controls at your fingertips, so to speak, and one of those things is the regulator lever. It's just a steel bar, machined to a certain way, and it's missing, and also the bracket that it sits in, that's missing as well. Thankfully, the steamroller, there is a Fowler T3 steamroller, which is this model, in the museum in Rockhampton, a historical museum. It's pretty well complete. So not long after we got this home, we did a trip up to Rockhampton to look over that one, take some detailed photos and some up-close and measurements as well. So we've managed to get a lot of those details, and some of the information is also I have in the drawings as well. It's readily available. I just got to get down and start working on it. So yeah, so we'll keep playing here and see if I can show, see something else I need to talk about as well. That's it coming off the tilt tray. Obviously, when I did the editing of this, the work begins. Started giving it a thorough washout. There's me inside the firebox taking the tubes out, and the boiler was, as you can see, very heavily laden with line scale, and we were surprised how much we took out. We took a lot out, actually. Just hang on here. Right, so the YouTube chat was disabled for a short time. Hopefully, if anyone's commenting, it's going to show up again. So there was quite a bit of work involved in getting the tubes out, and getting all this line scale out. It took a hell of a time. The chook, unfortunately, we don't have the chook anymore. Now we did take the cylinder covers off and found they were fairly clean. So we sprayed a bit of, gave them a bit of grease, put a bit of penetrating oil, a bit of inox in there, and once we'd disconnected some of the motion, not much, there was some rather tacky tack welds on the motion to stop it from turning over. It didn't take much to do it, and it turned over quite freely. If I had thought more about it, I probably could have put some air on and actually turned it over by itself. And there we have taking the flywheel and crankshaft out. That needed to be done so we could gain access to the top sheet, the top of the boiler, to find a few surprises there. But once again, that's one of the trucks from work, so I'm very blessed that, or very thankful to my work that I can get these pieces of equipment home from time to time to do this sort of work. And then of course there was a process, that's the old shed you see there. There was a process of taking things apart, as I said, either sandblasting, cleaning them up, doing whatever repairs were needed as we went along. It just, for me, it was the most logical way to do it. Here we are, we're taking wheels off, getting ready to take the rear axles coming out, and getting ready to take the tender off. Now you have to, if you're going to take the tender off, you've got to do this. There's mum and dad, my wife, me on the forklift. The next thing I brought, once we first got the roller, the next thing I went chasing was a forklift, and this was a absolute bargain off Facebook Marketplace, this forklift, and it's been a trooper ever since. The roller's been in and out of the shed throughout its time here. I'm grinding away various bits and pieces there, all rugged up. Getting the steam chest cover off. That was a bit of a, and I'll just go back to that. That's a pretty interesting sort of, come on, let's go back here. So I'll just find the right spot. No, I went past it. Maybe I didn't go far enough. There I am running the hone. Nightbot again. Oh, thank you for watching. Thank you, Nightbot. You're doing your job perfectly. Honing out the cylinders took all of about 10 minutes each. There was no major pitting or anything like that. It really was clean inside. Once again, the hones I'm using are from my work. It just made life so much easier. And yeah, so there's nothing we have to do with like machining bores or anything like that. Not that it would be hard to do. Sorry folks, I'm getting... not that it'd be hard to do, just it's one less thing we have to do. A couple of shots inside. Now I do have some, there you go, there's a cupboard full of spare parts. What you're seeing is in the old shed, not the new shed. I've got a bunch of parts. What's on the left is sort of some parts I've painted, some parts that won't be going back on because they're just too far gone, stuff I've used as samples to make new parts. Bottom two rows of the shelf, the one on the left, the timber one, is things I have to work on. The steel cupboard on the right is stuff that really doesn't need any work at all. It's all ready to go virtually to go back on. Stripped back to bare metal. That's a bit of handiwork from my wife that she's done. And oh yeah, there we are. Wouldn't know who those two are. Right, there's another. That was so quick. Got to be quick. Let's go back. Right. And right. No. Oh, damn it. And righto. So what we're looking at here is so that front end loader. That's another item from work that I got to bring home, and when I lifted the boiler off the front rolls, that's what did the trick. There is a video on the Facebook page which you can go and have a look. I should repost that. But this is one of the parts that went missing many years ago before I even thought about owning a steamroller. And this is what they call the clutch steer. It's just a casting that has two forks on it, and you know it can move. It will select slow or fast depending on what speed you want to go. I hope everyone, if anyone in the chat is still there, just drop us a message. Just make sure I'm getting any of the messages coming through, unless you're all moved away and letting it run. So I was over the moon when this came along. This and a few other bits and pieces. The two gears that slide in and inside each other to select slow or fast. I was stoked when these came back to me. It was absolutely an incredible day. Well, incredible when I found out they still existed. G'day, Cody. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Emma. There we go. So that's the taking down of the old shed. This is September, October, somewhere around there. We helped the guy who was supposed to, that's the new shed going up, the guy who was supposed to take it down, he didn't do what he said he was going to do, and it just caused us some problems. once again, that other forklift, the red one there, is one from work. Thanks, Liam. And that's a fantastic forklift. It's 3.5 ton capacity, dual wheels. Oh, okay, righto, righto. The paint wars have started, have they? Okay. Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, we'll talk about that another time, I think. So that just shows you the process of moving into the new shed, and yeah, there we go, completed. Happy days. Happy days indeed. Oops. Here I am. Let's go back to, let's go back here. Right, so that's the story. That's sort of where we're up to with the roller. It's an ongoing process. It's going to happen as things happen. Sometimes things will move quickly, other times things won't. Like the sandblasting, that happened pretty quickly. I need to get more stuff down to get sandblasted, but at the same time, I don't want to outwear my welcome in getting things done, as it's done at mates rates, and pretty good mates rates, it's I must say itself. So yeah, that's where we're at with the roller at the moment. There is more to come, and I think I'm going to leave it at that, unless anybody wants to come up here and have a chat, which I'll do once again. That should be it. If anyone wants to come and have a chat, we can for a short little bit. You don't have to, no, not obligated. It's just nice to talk to other people about rollers and things like that. If not, I'll wrap it up and Wheel of Fortune. Oh, nope. No one's, yeah. So somebody did jump in the chat, but they didn't have their camera on, so it would be nice to see the person. But anyway, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't matter. That's about it. I think I'm going to wrap it up at that. Otherwise, I'm just going to sit here and mumble and stumble and all that sort of stuff. I appreciate everyone tuning in, and time to get a drink. I have no idea who that is, and they keep coming and going. So I think we'll leave it at that. So anyway, we'll go out with our usual ending with the line-up of the traction engines and all whistling at the same time. If you want to look at other videos of actual working steam rollers, steam traction engines, just look on YouTube. There's some great videos out there. Pink hand wave. And check out Emma's stream tomorrow night. Hopefully you're going to do a stream tomorrow night, Emma, and tell us what you've been doing. That'd be great. And farewell to thy. Yeah. No, I appreciate everyone being here. That'll be it for enough. And let's... thanks, Cody. I appreciate your support, mate. I really do. And I'll jump into yours when you're on there. It's good to see. It's good to see what each other does. Thanks, Liam. Thanks a lot. I'll be a bit more organised next week. I said that last week, but anyway, here we go. Whistle.